Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back
Good
from the
evening.
holiday weekend. I would like to call our regular board meeting to order at, well, we still got a few more minutes. It's just 7:29. So we'll wait to see if we get anyone else in on it. Okay, back to the village business. Good evening, everyone. Um, I hope you guys had a good holiday weekend. I would like to call our regular board meeting to order at 7:30. I'm located in the village chambers, and everyone else is remotely logged in. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Today is September 28th, Tuesday. First on the roll call is Trustee Jones,
Present.
Trustee Horn,
Here.
Trustee Abraham.
Here.
All right. Trustee Senior,
List over off.
Here.
Trustee Tierney. Trustee Tierney is absent currently. Trustee Horn. I'm sorry, did I say Trustee Miller?
Yes.
Here.
Hello, Trustee Miller. And Mayor Thompson.
Here, and Mr. Clerk, Trustee Tierney did call and to inform us that he would not be at tonight's board meeting.
Very good, Madam President. Thank you. We have a quorum. Can we all be seated or stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah, justice for all.
Thank you all. Can we please have a moment of silence? Okay, thank you. On to item 2, public comment. I'm going to read this disclaimer. While the meeting is open to the public and public comments are welcomed, in light of concerns related to the spread of coronavirus disease, COVID-19, the meeting will be streamed live online, and the village strongly encourages residents and participants to submit written comments to the village clerk prior to the meeting. Persons will be allowed to make in-person comments if they so desire. However, individuals will be brought into the meeting room one at a time, and all federal, state, and local protocols currently in place to alleviate the spread of COVID-19, including social distancing requirements, will be observed. Mayor, at this time, we have received no public comments through the clerk's email as of 6:30 p.m. tonight. So that will conclude item 3, communications.
So then just to let everyone know, there's no one in the village chamber wishing to make a public comment as well.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, item 3, communications. Just a quick update on the census results so far for self-response. The village of Broadview as of Friday was up to 72.3% response rate. And as I shared with the mayor today when she inquired, we are now up to 72.7%. So over the weekend, we have gone up another 0.4%, which is excellent in trying to reach our goals. We will have several census pop-up events starting this Friday, September 11th, and going through the month of September. We'll have the September event, which is Mingling with the Mayor over in the Gold Coast area at Playhaven Park on 25th Avenue from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. On Tuesday, we'll have Taco Tuesday over in the Harvester area, right by the 19th Street Apartments courtyard from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. On Friday, September 18th, Barbecue at Beverly, right over at Beverly Park from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. And then on Tuesday, September 22nd, Broadview Strong Evening over in the Garden area, located at Pioneer Park, right at 25th Avenue from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. And then the final event that we'll have this month will be Friday, September 25th, Steppin' at the Park. Now, Mary, correct me if I'm wrong, is this Schroeder Park?
It's at Schroeder Park.
Okay, Schroeder Park is located at 2600 South 13th Avenue, which is at the corner of 16th Street and 13th Avenue. Again, that event will be from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. We will be doing voter registration as well as census awareness and census sign-up. If you haven't taken census at this time, or you know that a friend or family or a neighbor hasn't, please come on out to one of our events and make sure you get counted. All right, that concludes item 3, communications. Next is item 4, consideration to approve the following minutes. Minutes from the August 17th, 2020 regular board meeting.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Been properly motioned by trustee Senior, seconded by trustee Miller. Madam President, open for discussion.
Trustee Jones,
I have no comment.
trustee Horn,
Nothing.
trustee Abraham,
No questions.
trustee Senior,
No comment.
trustee Miller.
No questions, but I do appreciate the clerk jumping right on my request earlier today for the correction on the minute. I received them, so everything was fine on my side. Thanks.
Thank you, trustee. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Jones,
Aye.
trustee Horn,
Yes.
trustee Abraham,
Yes.
trustee Senior,
Yes.
trustee Tierney is absent. Trustee Miller,
Yes.
thank you all. And Madam President, that carries 5-0.
Thank you.
All right. Moving right along to item 5, consideration to approve expenditures. Grand total of all funds, $634,744.37.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by trustee Abraham, and who was that, trustee Senior or Horn?
No, Senior.
Senior, I'm sorry.
It was me. It's okay.
Okay, Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham, the chairperson for the finance, will you please read the warrant list?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Good evening, fellow trustees. The AP warrant list for September 2nd, 2020. The first vendor, and I hope I'm saying the name correctly, is Andrei Volosuk, $3,500. AT&T, $9,766.06. B&F Construction Code Services, $11,728.89. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, $141,388.78. Broadview Westchester Joint Water Agency, $212,044.36. Commonwealth Edison, $4,291.26. Groot Incorporated, $42,380.75. Cynthia McGowan, $2,500. Delgado Law Group, LLC, $27,294.05. Edwin Hancock Engineering, $662.91. Sorry about that. Lincoln National Life Insurance, $6,707.19. The Law Office of Philip M. Fornaro, $2,681.25. Luxury Rental USA Corp., $3,500. Midcoast Systems, $9,782. Montana and Welch LLC, $3,656.25. Timothy J. Hicks, CPA, $5,125. Verde Properties, $63,000. West Regional Enterprise Zone, $10,000. Our total expenditures over $2,500 came out to $603,008.75. Our grand total of expenditures is $634,744.37 with a percentage of total 95%. The electronic payment vendor for Chase credit card payments reflecting as of July 25th, 2020, that amount was for $2,799. Now for the funds that will be affected, our general fund, $332,167.04. Our garbage fund, $42,380.75. Our 17th Avenue TIF North Fund, $3,461.25. Our 19th Street TIP, $97.50. Our capital projects fund, $29,313.91. Our water and sewage fund, $227,323.92. The grand total is $634,744.37. That's the end of my report, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Trustee Jones?
I have nothing.
Thank you. Trustee Horn?
Hi, can you provide me with some clarity on what medical systems, what type of service or product they provide?
So is that Chief Kenny or Chief Euglin?
Was that Midco?
Yes.
Midco.
Yes.
That's the card readers to enter the building.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's for the
And then
contract.
okay, thank you. What was purchased with the luxury rental
What you mean?
or by luxury rental?
Oh,
What service or product?
Is that the 3,500?
Yes.
That's a reimbursement for escrow.
Or a reimbursement or an expense?
Well, it is an expense, but it's a reimbursement for escrow account.
Okay. And are you able to provide a summary of what expenses were reflected on the credit card?
Yes, it was in the board payables. You can come up to the village at any time to review the credit card statements. That's part of the board payables.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Horn. Trustee Abraham?
No comment. For the Midco systems, it clearly states it's a 5-year agreement at that price for the $9,782, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, Trustee Senior?
No comment, no questions.
Thank you. Trustee Miller?
No questions.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Jones?
No.
Trustee Jones votes no. Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Tierney is absent. Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And Madam President, this carries to pay the bills 4-1. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, next item is new business. Old business. Item 6, we have none. Taking us to item 7, new business. A, consideration of an application for a business license requested by Mary Ali doing business as Sip and Create LLC for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to
Motion to-
approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Miller, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you. The Sip and Create Studio LLC is a new business coming to the Village of Broadview. I do believe that they will be seeking a liquor license in the future, but they are under the understanding that we do not have any available liquor license to award them at this time. Commissioner Upshaw, if you want to go and tell us more about the Sip and Create Studio, or did you invite them to the meeting for the trustees if they had any questions for them?
Mayor, the Sip and Create Studio LLC will be located at 1821 Roosevelt Road. As it relates to the description, pretty much it's sip and paint, but as the mayor stated, there are no BYOB license available at this time, and they do understand that.
Okay.
But they want to get their business license and allow people to come and paint and show their creativity.
Okay. Thank you. Trustee Jones?
I have no question.
Thank you. Trustee Horn?
Nothing.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Abraham?
No questions.
Thank you. Trustee Senior?
The only question I had is that I noticed the hours were consistent Sunday through Sunday. Is that the hours that they're going to have? They're going to be open till 11 o'clock p.m. every day of the week, and including the weekend?
Yeah, my understanding, those were general hours that they put down. It's really going to be by appointment or by event only.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious when I saw that. I'm like, okay.
That's it, Trustee
That's
Senior?
it. No other
Thank
questions.
you. Trustee
Yes,
Miller?
no further questions.
So if they're under the knowledge that we don't have any liquor license available, they are still trying to offer a BYOB service? That's the question. I'm sorry. I posed that correctly.
Well, no, they can't have a BYOB because they don't have a liquor license.
Okay. Well,
So in other words, they have been informed that if in fact the board approves their business license, that there can be no alcohol in there. They have been informed. That was my initial conversation with them. And I informed them that we have the liquor commissioner is Mayor Katrina Thompson, and she makes that decision. And I was unaware of any licenses that were available at this time, BYB or otherwise.
okay. Well, according to the application, that's how they have it filled out, that they're going to allow adults to bring in alcohol beverages to drink during their painting and art. I guess that's lessons. And then it has a minimum of 2 beverages. So I personally would like to see that corrected before we go through with a complete approval here. I get that they're not trying to sell anything, but that does seem like that they're doing a BYOB option.
Whatever the board decides. I will get that corrected though, trustee.
Thank you. So do you guys want to table this until, I think it would be appropriate to table this.
Okay.
Madam President, I make a motion that we table this issue until the next board meeting.
Thank you, Trustee.
Second.
Yeah.
Okay, so as it stands, this item is being tabled. Motion to table by Trustee Jones, seconded by Trustee Abraham at this time. There will be no further discussion. I will take a roll call vote, Madam President, if you so wish.
Yes.
All right, Trustee Jones,
Aye.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Tierney is absent, Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Trustee Jones, you made the motion to table until when, please?
Next board meeting.
Until the
Next
next
meeting.
board meeting, or until such time that they get the corrections to the license or the application.
Very good, sir. So
Yeah.
this has been a motion to table by Trustee Jones, seconded by Trustee Abraham. The vote is 5-0 to table until next board meeting, which is September 21st. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, next item B, a proclamation designating September 21st through September 27th, 2020 as National Rail Safety Week in the Village of Broadview.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I heard Trustee Abraham make the motion and
Yes.
Trustee Jones second. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you. So this is just a proclamation, the National Rail Safety Week, September 21st through the 27th. Since we have a railroad in town, we've always participated with the National Railroad. So the proclamation reads as, whereas 2,220 rail guard crossing collisions resulted in 812 personal injuries and were responsible for 294 fatalities in the United States during 2019. And whereas 1,111 trespassing incidents have occurred in the United States, resulting in 579 pedestrians being killed and another 532 injured while trespassing on railroad property rights of way during 2019. And whereas educating and informing the public about rail safety, reminding the public that railroad right-of-ways are private property, enhancing public awareness of dangers associated with highway rail grade crossings, ensuring pedestrians and motorists are looking and listening while near railroads and obeying established traffic laws will reduce the number of fatalities and injuries. And whereas the International Association of Chiefs of Police, National Operation Lifesaver, United States Department of Transportation, and all local, state, county, and railroad law enforcement officers, first responders, and railroad corporations commit to partnering together in effort to educate at a national level all aspects of railroad safety to enforce applicable laws in support of National Rail Safety Week. Therefore, I, Katrina Thompson, Mayor of Broadview, Illinois, do hereby attest my full support proclaiming September 21st to the 2020 National Rail Safety Week, and I encourage all citizens to recognize the importance of the rail safety education. So we do have some literature that we do disseminate throughout the local schools. Trustee Jones?
Oh, I have no comment.
Thank you. Trustee Horn?
Nothing.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham?
None.
Trustee Senior?
No questions.
Trustee Miller?
No questions.
Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Jones,
Aye.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Tierney is absent, Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this carries 5-0. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda, item C, an ordinance repealing and replacing ordinance number CO-2020-23 related to emergency medical service rates in the village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Senior, I believe. Madam President?
Yes.
Thank you. So it was a error in the pricing. So Chief Kenny, you want to tell us about that?
Sure. In the pricing, there's an area for mileage. When I sent them the approved ordinance back to PBS, who is our billing service, they saw that they had originally made that mistake and transposed somebody else's numbers over our mileage. So when they noticed it, they contacted me. I put a hold on billing. This is just to fix the original error. The mileage should have never been changed.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Jones?
Yeah, I was just curious as to why we were repealing it and replacing it just instead of amending the ordinance.
Okay, that's it?
That was my only comment. I just want to know why we went to the extent of repealing and replacing. If it was just a matter of the changing of the mileage, which is just an amendment to the ordinance. But that's just my comment.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Horn?
Yeah, I just have one question. I'm looking at the table. Is these rates applicable to residents and non-residents?
Yes, residents and non-residents.
So residents do get charged when they use the ambulance service?
They get charged just what their insurance, Medicare, Medicaid covers. We don't address the differential. So if
Okay.
you're a resident paying taxes, you don't pay the differential.
Okay, thank you.
That's it, Trustee Horn?
It is.
Okay, Trustee Abraham?
None.
Trustee Senior?
No comment.
Trustee Miller?
No questions.
Thank you. So Trustee Jones asked why we did a repeal and a replace, and I think because it's an ordinance, it's appropriate for us to repeal it and replace it with the appropriate language with the appropriate verbiage in there. So Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Jones,
Aye.
Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Tierney is absent, Trustee Miller.
Yes.
Madam President, this carries 5-0. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, next item D, an ordinance establishing an amnesty period for affected motorists to settle their delinquent parking violations for the village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to
Motion to
approve.
approve.
Second.
Been properly motioned by Trustee Miller, seconded by Trustee Abraham. Madam President?
Thank you. Chief Euglin, you want to tell us about the program?
Yes. So myself and Village Administrator Letisa Jones, we went over and realized that we had over 17,496 citations at our collection agency, with revenue possibly in excess of $2.4 million. Due to the amount of tickets and being that it's COVID, we figured with the people not working, that we try to do a little amnesty program. So we met with the collection agency with the sewing machine, and they're willing to do all the mailings and all the notifications. And what this will be is for any ticket written prior to December 31st, 2019, it would be half off. So if they have a few tickets, there'll be half off, and then there'll be a fee from the collection agency. The collection agency handles everything. They handle all the mailings. It's all part of the contract. There's no extra fees from the village side. And this amnesty period would be for the month of October. It'll be 60 days, October and November of 2020.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Jones?
Oh, I have no comment.
Trustee Horn?
Nothing.
Thank you. Trustee Abraham?
None.
Trustee Senior?
No comment.
Trustee Miller?
So just for clarity, the violations have to be issued in 2019 or is it prior to October 1st, 2020?
No, prior to December 31st, 2019, because any citations that were issued in 2020, because we had 3 months of the administrative hearings pushed off, the fines weren't all built up yet. So
Okay.
Tickets in process.
We need a correction on the legislation then, because it says in here, any delinquent parking violations were issued, and this is on page 2, that were issued prior to October 1st, 2020.
Mhm.
What
Madam
page was that,
President.
trustee?
Madam President, I'd like to make a superseding motion to just correct the date, the corrected date into the actual ordinance for this amnesty program, and have the date reflect December 31st as the chief suggested.
Okay, thank you, Trustee Jones. Is that? Trustee, second.
That was, I didn't know I was done, but yeah, that was my only concern there was I didn't want us to have the invalid information in the actual ordinance. Now, how we proceed with that, we can go ahead.
Okay. Anything else, Trustee Miller?
No, that was it.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call with the corrections being made with the correct dates that Chief Uglin provided to us tonight?
Yes, you can, Madam President. First, let me just make sure I heard correctly. I heard Trustee Jones making a superseding motion. Did I get a second?
That's what, yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, great.
There you go.
So it's been superseded by Trustee Jones, a second by Trustee Miller to move forward with the ordinance as planned with the corrections reflecting the correct date as stated by Chief Uglin. Roll call.
Correct.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, well, excuse me, one question, Mr. Clerk, I remember Trustee Miller, right? Wasn't there a page? What page were you on that you were changing the date, just so I know?
Page 2.
What? Was it page 2? Is that what you mentioned?
Yes.
The second paragraph in page 2 has October violations issued prior to October 1st.
Right, that one.
December 1st, 2019.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure, because in the next column, the next one says parking violation period was effective. So
Yeah,
I just want to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good. Thank you.
Okay, so very good. We'll go with the roll call vote as proceeding. We had a yes vote from Trustee Jones, Trustee Horn,
Yes.
Trustee Abraham,
Yes.
Trustee Senior,
Yes.
Trustee Tierney is absent, Trustee Miller,
Yes.
and Madam President, this carries 5-0 with the corrections ensuing. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Next is item E, a resolution authorizing and approving a memorandum of understanding between the Village of Broadview and Urban Efficiency Group LLC for the Village of Broadview, County of Cook, State of Illinois.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second.
Thank you. I've got a motion by Trustee Abraham, seconded by Trustee Miller. Madam President, open for discussion.
Thank you. So I've invited Darnell Johnson to participate to get any questions answered you all may have. But the Urban Efficiency Group is a group that's all about efficiency and community sustainability and how we sustain our community being in a healthy community as it relates to the environmental issues that plague us. And so they've been working with Cook County Department of Health as it relates to lead hazard reduction grant program. And I was really excited about that because it gives us an opportunity to those that have minors in the home that's under the age of 6 to get an evaluation that the county is fully funding for this program to happen. So Darnell, if you want to tell us more about urban efficiency and what all you have to offer as it relates to us becoming a sustainable community related to energy efficiency.
Yes, I will, Madam Mayor. Thank you so much, and to the entire trustee team and everyone that's on the call. As previously mentioned, my name is Darnell Johnson, and I'm the president and CEO of Urban Efficiency Group. We are an urban sustainability community sustainability design firm, and our focus is to go into under-resourced and underrepresented communities and make sure that, number one, that we are raising awareness and educating the community on the benefits of being more sustainable and more resilient. And then secondly, to begin to put the resources together and make those resources available for not only the community as a whole, but the residents and various aspects of community. And so we've been talking to and working with various urban communities throughout the Cook County area. And what we focus on is bringing energy efficiency in to make sure the homes and residents are more energy efficient by creating or by installing insulation in attics and providing other smart technology, whether it be smart thermostats and different types of incentives for the homeowner. These programs and services are income qualified. We partner with Cook County Department of Public Health. That's the program that we're referencing, and being able to bring in the program to make sure that families that have children under the age of 6 or pregnant mothers, that those homes can receive lead assessments and risk assessments to ensure that there's not lead both inside the house and outside of the house, as well as in the soil. And so we're working to bring about a complete coalition of partners that will be able to bring those resources into the communities that we work with. That you all will, with the mayor being the driver on that, and the team he puts together, will identify the things that you guys as the Village of Broadview would like to see as a part of your program. We will then make sure that those ideas and those wishes are put in a format or in a protocol that is nationally and internationally accepted, which is called the Eco District Protocol. It is an international protocol that basically guides us on what the best practices are. And then we will also assist in making sure that the implementation of those strategies take place while reducing energy consumption and increasing the overall quality of life for the residents and the village.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Darnell. Trustee Jones, you have any questions or comments?
I got a couple of questions. The first one is, so our agreement right now is basically more of a generic agreement. And then once you come in and discuss with our village leadership, you can actually tailor your program to our village. Is that what I'm getting out of this?
That is
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is do you include your businesses, commercial and industrial businesses in this, or is this restricted to residential housing, multi-unit buildings and residential housing?
Again, I think that will be driven by the desires of the team and however you guys want to design your program. One of the key things that I want to make clear is that whatever urban sustainability plan is put together, you guys own it, and you can modify it along the way to incorporate or to remove whatever aspects you guys would want at a certain time. So we can include commercial, industrial in that as well.
Okay, and then just two more things. So you mentioned children under age 6 or whatever. This is not restricted to households of families under age 6. There's just a portion of your program that actually addresses households that have minors in it. Is that correct?
That is specifically for the lead program, but there are programs that we bring such as the energy efficiency programs as well. And energy efficiency programs are not specific to a certain age group. The only I was talking about specific to children under the age of 6 or pregnant women is specifically about the Cook County Department of Health lead prevention program.
Okay. And then the last question I have to ask you, you specifically talk about residents. Are you targeting actual homeowners, or are you looking at the people that are renters in Broadview? Because we got a large volume of rental locations and we got a large volume of people that rent houses. So is this basically for the homeowner because you're going to be actually dealing with the structure in and of itself, or is it the tenants within the structure that we're more concerned with?
It's the responsibility is both and. So if there is a renter in the home, we will have to get a homeowner authorization from the homeowner, but it's actually the tenant that qualifies for the program. So ultimately, the homeowner would get these upgrades done to their property, and they benefit from that. But it's ultimately for the end user, which is the tenant, to see the reduction in their overall energy costs and associated consumption.
So basically, the tenant has to qualify for the different programs.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the last question I have for you is financially, what would be the potential exposure directly related to the village, or is this strictly funded by the grant and Cook County, or how is this all going to be funded?
So what we do is we come in through our collaborative efforts, and we have a network of individual partners that leverage their social capital so that we can come in and provide these implementation end-to-end urban sustainability services to under-resourced communities at no cost to the village. Now, if we get into some dynamics of the plan that requires a certain service to be brought in that goes outside of our scope, then that becomes a discussion that the team will have and the associated costs that are associated with that. That's not to pay us as a so any cost that would be incurred would be maybe associated with the types of things that you guys want to incorporate into that plan. And just as a quick example, like if we talk about the mobility and we want to bring in maybe a bike program, then we would begin to do all the research on what it would take to get that done and the associated costs with that could be underwritten by a group. Then be discussed with the team and they'll make the decision. That's something they want to move forward.
Okay, that completes my questions, Madam President, for the time being. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Jones. Trustee Horn?
Yeah, quick question. The area median income, is that Broadview only, or is that the Proviso Township?
The AMI is actually for the federal guidelines. So it's the federal AMI, which is 80% of the area median income.
So my question is, the population set that we're looking at, is it Broadview residents only, or is it the entire Proviso Township?
It will be the entire Proviso Township.
Okay, thank you.
That's it, Trustee Horn? Okay, thank you. Trustee Abraham? Trustee Abraham? You're on mute. Trustee Senior? Trustee Senior?
I'm sorry, I have nothing.
Okay.
I have nothing.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Miller?
So a couple questions, and I think Trustee Jones asked some of the questions that I actually had too, but right inside of the documentation, it says that all services are going to be provided at no cost to eligible families. So what services would they qualify for at no charge, since that's not really spelled out as much? I know it says something about a home assessment and a couple other things, but like besides you guys, what do you do?
Okay, so our company, we are an energy efficiency company. So we come to the homes, we do energy audits to identify where that home is losing energy. And then we provide services to upgrade the what we call the shell or the envelope of the home. So we're going to air seal the home. We're going to check the attic to identify if there's adequate insulation. And if there's not, we will increase the amount of insulation. We also install in low flow shower heads, low flow areas in your kitchen and bathroom sinks, smart thermostats, the Nest thermostats. We do duct sealing. So we check your ducts to make sure that the ducts are not losing energy and they're not leaking. So we come in and we do a complete energy assessment and an audit of that home. If there are things, we also do a healthy homes evaluation. The healthy homes evaluation is more around identifying if there are any things going on in that home that poses an immediate threat to the individual occupant's health. If those things are identified, we share that with the homeowner. And if those are not services that we directly deliver, we then bring service providers in that will provide those services as well, right? So when we say that we come in and do an energy audit on a home, we're looking at that home from everything from an energy consumption perspective. And the majority of those things are being covered under the program itself. So when we come in, if they qualify, they're going to get the assessment, they're going to get the audit, they're going to get the installation, get the smart thermostats, they're going to get all that stuff at no cost. If we discover that there is, let's say for instance, there is a health issue, like there's asbestos in the house or there's vermiculite in the house, right? Those are things that are not traditionally covered under an energy efficiency program. And we would then have to partner with potentially the Cook County Department of Health or some of our other collaborative partners to see if we can get that cost underwritten. Otherwise, it would be on the homeowner to cover that cost. We try to do everything that we can to alleviate there being any cost to the homeowner, but sometimes depending on the nature of the home and the situation, we can't necessarily always do everything at no cost. But the thing, efficiency, as long as it's the energy efficiency program, we will get all of those services at no cost.
So what's the expectation of the village in regards to you guys working directly with homeowners? How do you plan to gather the information for those particular or all of the homes in the community? And what impact do we have to provide that information?
Sure, that's a good question. So number one is anytime we come into a community, we always want to make sure that we're coming to the community in concert with community or village leadership. So just you guys being aware that these services are available. There's three things that I call them the 3 A's that are the barriers for our communities taking advantage of these types of services. Number one is awareness. Number two is access. And number three, affordability, right? So we've already been able to, if these individuals meet the AMI, affordability is off the table. Now we have to make sure that they are aware and make sure that they have access. So when you ask what is your direct impact, being able to work with the village to be able to raise awareness, to be able to schedule any type of virtual or community events in light of COVID-19, a lot of things are virtual, so that we can get people to get onto a platform like this where we can take them through end-to-end a presentation of what the services include, and we can begin the process of enrolling them into the program, right? So we're looking for you all to be able to help us identify customers by getting them enrolled or making them aware of the different programs, or and then making sure that we're able to then gain access, develop relationships with we're looking at homeowners associations, landlord associations. All of those things are great sources of opportunities for us because landlords get their property upgraded at no cost. The tenant gets to enjoy the cost savings value of the services going in. And so it's a win-win for everybody. And overall, it allows your community as a village to be more resilient overall. And I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole tonight, but there are 4 pillars that we focus on, which is health, energy, equity, and transformation. And, you know, health is a huge thing that's correlated with energy efficiency that many times our homeowners don't understand. When we come in and we address the air leakage in a home, that's allowing us to keep the bad air out and the good conditioned air in. When you have bad air circulating in your house, it compromises the indoor air quality of your home, which leads to things like asthma, you know, COPD and other respiratory issues. It also hypertension, heart disease, and those kinds of things. So there's a lot of things that we look for when we come in that goes beyond just the energy savings aspect, but begins to really focus in on social that are directly impacting our community of color, you know, in a disproportionate manner.
I saw I mentioned that of NICOR in here. What's the relationship of your company with NICOR? Because I know NICOR offers some type of weatherization service as well. So what would be the difference in what you can provide versus what NICOR is already providing? That's one. I'm gonna ask all mine now, so that way I don't have to keep letting you go back and forth on it. The next one for me would be probably more to our attorney is how does that put us at, I'm big on my information not being shared with anybody outside of my loan company. So if I don't want the village to be exposed by us saying, oh yeah, maybe check so-and-so's home because they came to us and they just told us they were working on a building permit project or something. So I'm just making sure that at that point, we're not sharing private information with the company that maybe we shouldn't be doing. That's one for the attorney. And then my last part is how would that information of the homes that you're you're going in and you find that maybe they do have a public health issue, how is that information going to be communicated back to the village officials or administrators so that they're aware that maybe there is a potential hazard there?
Okay, so I think I got everything. So let me see.
Okay.
Number one, you asked the question about, what's the difference between what we do and what Nicor Gas does. So when we work in these programs, you notice that I was very general when I said the energy efficiency services, right? And the reason for that is because we work with several different utilities. So those utility programs that you're mentioning are more than likely utility programs that we deliver directly to the customer. Utility companies don't deliver energy efficiency programs directly. They sub that work out to contractors who actually do that work on their behalf. So when you have energy efficiency programs being installed in a home, that company that's in your home is they're not Nicor employees. They're a subcontractor that Nicor has secured to do that work. Okay. So we have relationships with Nicor Gas, with ComEd, with Peoples. So we have relationships with all those utility companies, which is how we're able to get those programs and services into the community. The thing that I would also add onto that is many times our communities are not even aware of the programs and services being offered by these utility companies because they've labeled our communities as what they call hard to reach communities or hard to reach corridors. Our company is one of the only minority business enterprises that do this kind of work at the extent that we do it. And we really take our time to make sure that not only are we explaining, carefully to the city leaders, but when we go into a customer's home, that they understand what we're doing, why we're doing it. And, so there is no difference, to answer your question. The short answer is there is no difference in what Nicor is offering. It's the same quality of service. It's the same service. The only difference is we are doing it as a subcontractor to Nicor Gas. Okay. The second thing is, you're asking about, information and being able to ensure that information is being properly secured and that third parties are not gaining access to that information. When we do any kind of enrollment, the only thing that we're doing is we're asking for the village of Broadview to help us by saying, hey, we want to schedule a community event, whether it's a virtual event or a physical event. At that event, the individuals will then be given a presentation about the energy efficiency programs and urban sustainability. And then it will be up to them if they want to take advantage of it or not. So they will then come to someone on our staff and provide them with the information. And then our team will determine whether or not they qualify and take the next steps to get their service installed if they in fact do qualify. If they don't qualify because they make too much money, there are other programs which we call rebate programs that these utilities also offer. They will get certain things at no cost, but they won't get the full gamut of what an income qualified person would get at no cost, right? So let's say, for instance, if someone makes too much money, they need insulation in their attic, there's a $500 rebate that they would be extended, which is instant. And so if that project costs $2,000 to get that insulation in, the homeowner would have to agree to pay $1,500 out of pocket, and the $500 would be applied immediately, right? But that's if they don't qualify through the AMI. If they qualify through income, all of those services will be installed at no cost to the homeowner. Okay, so that kind of answers the question about the making sure that your information is secure. Once that information is provided to us and to our team, we don't give information out to third parties. So that information is only being used to ensure that customer is being served to receive their services and for follow-ups. We will not provide any third parties access to any customers that we have. Okay. The only caveat to that, Trustee Miller, is that we will give, like, say, for instance, the Cook County Department of Public Health, right? Let's say, for instance, our team goes in and we discover that there's lead-based paint around the windows and there's a child in the house that's 2 years of age. We will then talk to that homeowner or to that customer and say, hey, we discovered that you got, potentially lead-based paint around your windows. We have another program that we can connect you to through our county partner that can come in and sample this lead. And if it is lead, they'll put brand new energy efficiency windows in your house at no cost. Would you be interested in that? And at that point, we would do a warm transfer, but that's only after the homeowner gives us permission to do so. Okay. So we do have a lot of, partnerships and that kind of thing, but it's never where we just automatically give people's information. And I apologize. What was the third and final question? It was on the roll. So what was the last one?
So that kind of tied into my last question is, how is that information communicated back, and is it a protection on the resident? Because, for instance, if I'm a homeowner, I wouldn't want my neighbor to know that I'm in violation of something with the IDPH. So how is that information shared, and who is it shared to? So you kind of answered that for me.
That was my last part. So, and Madam Mayor, you have to lean in on this one just a bit. But, one of the things that we do when we're building this team, right? Remember, this is not our program, it's your program, right? Mm-hmm. We find something that's in violation of a home that requires it to be escalated to the level of the city. Our job is also not to come in an effort to help someone and put them in a position where they got now to upgrade electrical systems and all that kind of stuff. So, Madam Mayor, when we're building out the team and we're putting those different pieces in place, that's something for you to consider how you would want us to handle that, and we will follow your lead on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, Mr. Clerk, can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, you can, Madam President. Trustee Jones.
Aye.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Abraham.
You're on mute.
Trustee Abraham is on mute. Trustee Abraham, we're taking a roll call vote.
Yes.
Thank you. Trustee Tierney is absent. Trustee Miller.
Yes.
And Madam President,
He skipped me.
I'm sorry, Trustee.
You skipped me.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm so sorry. So again, Madam President, that's 5-0. Thank you all. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Neal.
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. To the team, thank you guys. We look forward to working with you guys.
Likewise.
Okay. Item 9, application for the authority to expend funds. We have none at this time. Moving us to item 10, village clerk. I just have one thing. We did mention earlier the pop-up census events. I won't be redundant in that, but we do want to stress the fact that voter election is coming up, and this is the presidential election November 3rd, which is Tuesday. And in order to register to vote, you can go as easy as possible to Cook County Clerk's website, which is www.cookcountyclerk.com. You can click the elections tab, then the register to vote tab. And on there, there's a couple of things you need to know. The registration online deadline is Sunday, October 18th. It's that voter registration deadline. You can still register during the grace period or on election day. Grace period registration and voting extends the registration period by allowing voters to register and vote until the Monday just before the election. Guidelines limit when and where grace period registrants can vote during the 27-day grace period. Voters must register and vote in person at one of the clerk's designated grace period locations. Individuals wishing to vote during the grace period must bring 2 pieces of identification to register, one with the current address, and then grace period registrants must also immediately cast their ballot after registering to vote. If you happen to register or want to register during the day, on election day, voters who are not registered can register to vote only at their home precinct. Any voter who is not aware of where their home precinct is and want to vote on election day, you can utilize the clerk's online and quote, your voter information tool to find the proper polling place by address or birthday. Madam President, that concludes my report. Moving us to item 11, Village President, Mayor Katrina Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk, and good evening, residents and everybody that's participating in our stream live village meeting. A couple of things I do want to address as it relates to the COVID-19. We have currently 253 confirmed cases in the village of Broadview, 6 reported last week. Our percentage change in confirmed cases in the past 14 days, a negative 38.1%. So the percentage change is calculated by comparing counts from the past 14 days to the 14 days preceding that. Percentage change is not calculated if there were 1 to 4 cases in the past 14 days or in the 14 days preceding that. A 14-day period is used rather than 7-day period to reduce the impact of minor inflections in the data. The most recent data that goes into calculating percentage change may not yet be displayed as it relates to the graph that we get from the COVID-19 surveillance data that the Cook County Public Health Department put out. So they were doing it every week, so now it's every 14 days that we get the information, and the information is on the Cook County Public Health website. Just please continue to wear your face mask in a public setting, practice social distancing, wash your hands, and stay home if you're sick. We're getting ready to go into a different type of season. The flu season is upon us. And so let's just be very conscious and aware of what that looked like for us as a community. Although the numbers are increasing with the news reports that we get, our numbers have actually decreased. So we are carefully monitoring this situation as we move forward with the COVID and the pandemic, and just trying to stay abreast on everything that's taking place as it relates to the pandemic. But if we follow the basic protocols, wear a face mask, social distancing, and stay home and wash your hands, I think we'll all remain healthy. The Public Works Department, I got some thank you cards. It says, Mayor Katrina, it was very much appreciated. Thank you and Public Works teams for the quick response in removing our fallen blue spruce tree. We were surprised and very thankful for the quick response, Ron and Charlene Bala. And then the next one was a simple thank you. May God bless you for simply everything. Removal of the tree branches, from Erlene Roger, resident on 15th Avenue. I just want to reinforce that we are a very transparent village. And if you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to my office or the department heads to get all of your questions and concerns answered as it relates to the day-to-day operations that we follow here in the village of Broadview. And I'm sure many of the trustees are available for that conversation as well. Community events, the clerk did touch upon the census pop-up events, and I'm very pleased to say that we did receive some funding so that we are able to host these next couple of pop-up events. So the information is out, everyone is invited. We are hitting different areas of town where typically we just usually do it at one location, maybe at Village Hall or at the Park District, but we're moving around the community. So if you're in the Garden area, the Beverly area, the Gold Coast area, the Hollywood area, we'll hit those different areas because we want to make sure that everyone is being counted in the 2020 census. Is so important. We're getting close upon our deadline of the September 30th date. So we just want to make sure that we can get as many counted as we possibly can before the numbers come out. We are aware that the water bills were delivered late, and that was due to a system glitch that was out of the village control. The software that we use had a glitch in that, and so we did extend late payments to be until September, to this Friday, I believe. So this Friday, no late payments have been passed on to the residents due to that glitch. Also, CETA has a COVID-19 crisis program that can assist with water bill payments, telephone bill payment, and child care for essential workers. We will be posting this tomorrow, and we will be sending out a blast email to the residents that may qualify for the program and that may need some assistance with those utilities. CETA is here to help, and we want to make sure that we stay connected with the resources to help our residents in a time of need. Finally, as it relates to the urban efficiency program, I'm really excited about this because when we talk about environmental change, these are conversations that typically don't take place in the Black community. And the health component that comes with this, when we talk about asthma and in-home and mold and the things that can impact our respiratory, we don't talk about these things. So I really wanted us to take the lead on bringing this to the village of Broadview. And we will be the first in the Proviso Township to start this initiative. So I'm really happy that the Board of Trustees can see the vision and see the impact that it will impose for the village of Broadview, and that the other villages will get on board and participate to make sure that they have energy efficiency and some healthy initiatives taking place within the residents where families are impacted. So this is a really big deal for us. I'm actually on the Metropolitan Mayor's Caucus Environmental Committee, and we did a couple of town hall meetings not too long ago talking about the environmental issue as it relates to water issues, air quality. And so when this opportunity came up, it just made so much sense to me that we engage in these type of programs that can make us more healthier and give us a better quality of life. And so this is what service is all about, is making sure that we have access to resources and that we deliver those resources to the residents and those potential businesses that may want to take the opportunity to engage to make sure that the workplace for them is healthy as well. So I'm looking forward to working with Darnell Johnson and the Urban Efficiency Group and putting a team together that we can have our own environmental committee within the village of Broadview. And those that may be interested, please reach out to my office so that we can build a team and be proactive and engaged and deliver a good product that we all deserve to remain healthy. So with that being said, I hope everyone had a great holiday weekend. It was restful and peaceful for me. I want to thank everyone that sent me birthday cards to the village for my birthday. I truly and sincerely appreciate all of those warm wishes as I turned 50 last week. So it's a humbling experience to be able to serve at this level. And finally, I just want to say, for those that didn't know, please keep Trustee Horn and her mom in your prayers. They've been going through some health things with her mother, and she said that it was okay for me to share that, because one thing I do know that's for sure and for certain, prayer does work. And if we pray for her mom's health, hopefully she can recover in the way that before she got sick. So our prayers are with you, Trustee Horn, and just know that we love you sincerely in the village of Broadview. And with that being said, Mr. Clerk, can we get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved, Madam President.
Second.
It's been properly motioned by Trustee Jones, seconded by Trustee Abraham to adjourn this meeting tonight. We're going to take a roll call vote if you don't mind. Trustee Jones?
Aye.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Abraham?
Yes.
Trustee Senior?
Yes.
Trustee Tierney is absent. Trustee Miller?
Yes.
And this passes 5-0 to adjourn this meeting at officially 8:31 p.m. Thank you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.